Everyone has their flaws, and your flaw is you're ugly. It's harsh, but if you clicked on this video, it means you have uncertainty in your looks. So, no need to worry because I will tell you exactly how I was able to go from ugly to much more attractive in just 5 simple steps. I'm going to start off with the basics. If you are simply overweight, the chances are your face is more round and puffy. Your face is what defines if you're ugly or not. Then it comes down to your height and weight. And lastly, personality. So if you're overweight, just quit thinking you look good, because your face will look completely different after losing all the face fat. Perhaps you do still look attractive being overweight, but just imagine how much better you'll look after the face fat is gone. Now, because there is no specific exercise to target face fat, it all comes down to proper nutrition. I found it helpful being in a 200-400 calorie deficit, while strength training at least 6 times a week. As well, doing a 30-minute treadmill at the end of each workout is going to speed up the process significantly. In months' time, you will see a huge difference as long as you stay true to your diet and exercise. That brings me to my second step, which is facial features. Now you might have an asymmetrical face, but so do I. Or at least it was a lot more obvious. But until I started focusing on how to fix it, only then it became less noticeable. I still have it, but it's not as bad and doesn't make me look ugly. I had sunken eyes due to genetics, and it wasn't even symmetrical. The expensive route to fixing any facial features that make your face more symmetrical is getting surgery done. However, there can always be alternatives like, for me, what I did was pretend I didn't have it. By doing that, I began working on myself by losing face fat. It made it less noticeable, but it definitely was still there. I'm not sure what you look like, nor do you guys know what I look like. However, once I got into a daily face routine by using hydrating, retinol, and sunscreen daily. On top of that, because of my eye bags, I would use vitamin C so it can get enough sunlight and increase blood flow. Sure, I can lose face fat, but if I don't still take care of my skin afterwards, then I can never know what my potential may look like. Some people have the receding jawline that makes them look like the turtle master Oogway. Or some may have a very pointy jaw and long nose, making them look like a witch. Nonetheless, I can't be the one to tell you what to do because I simply don't have the answer to everything. I provide information based on my experiences, so if you have any features that make you insecure, I think it's very appropriate of you to try fixing it at all cost. Because after I did, I started to feel so much better, and if surgery is the only option, I think it's worth it. The third step is low testosterone. Yes, testosterone can play a significant role on your looks and overall attractiveness. You have the chance to be more exposed to hair loss, wrinkles, dull complexion, increased body fat, and overall lower energy levels. Now, this can all go away by increasing your testosterone, by which the first and most important thing in order to increase your testosterone is by not fapping. There are reasons as to why so many people say that doing that deed is bad for you mentally and physicality. But then you decide 20 minutes later to go ahead and do it. It's draining your testosterone and you don't even realize it. Personally, I found it very helpful to get over this habit by making myself as busy as possible. If I have even 10 minutes by myself, I already get tempted beyond limitations. However, I still don't give in to the temptation because I'm better than that, and so are you. Also, try reducing stress. Get at least 7-9 hours of sleep, and stop drinking alcohol and doing drugs. I have friends who drink almost every single day and also do weed. It's honestly pathetic. One thing I noticed was they always looked dried out, and it wasn't appealing to look at. Also, they had significantly less motivation than me whenever it came to the gym or making money. They probably thought they were so cool doing all that stuff, but the truth is, others think they're losers doing that stuff, to which they are right. By now, you've learned 3 essential lessons to know if you're ugly, but also attained 3 essential ways to improve it. The last 2 steps will allow you to truly know if you're ugly or not to other people. All my childhood, I always grew up looking ugly, and I would always notice girls looking at me, but not the way I had hoped. It was because of that face feature I spoke of earlier, about me having sunken eyes. Also because I was obese and had terrible acne. So they looked because I was so ugly. So when I give you the next information, just understand I genuinely went through it all. I found a way to know the difference if they look at you because you're ugly, or because you're attractive. So listen carefully the next time you're at a gathering or an event. I want you to keep track of how many times a girl may be checking you out and if they mimic your moves. If I'm in public and see a girl who is ugly, I won't keep looking at her, but maybe the girl who is very attractive. So when I was at an event, I was dressed well, introduced myself to people, and kept noticing a girl looking at me. So throughout the event, I've noticed her check me out at least 5, 6 times. So what I did was, I faked sneezing because if you see someone sneeze, you also have the need to sneeze, which she did. Also, I kept checking the time on my watch and then making a face expression where she then kept checking her phone at the exact moment. That had told me enough, and so I got her number. The old me who was ugly would never have had the confidence to do that, but after losing face fat, building strength, no fapping, and skincare, I had my confidence. So the next time a girl is checking you out, and you want to know for sure if she's into you, try fake sneezing and looking at your watch. Now the last step to knowing if you're ugly is if your mom keeps telling you that you look handsome. I'm sorry, but that is the truth. There is a difference if she says it once in a while, but for her to constantly keep saying that only means that she knows that you get no attention from girls. And so she feels the need to coddle you like the little baby you once were. This is something that you may never have realized unless I had pointed it out. And to know if you're not ugly, your mom might say, "Do you have a girlfriend yet?" Because she assumes you can get one. So the only way for her to stop doing this is if you start implementing all the other steps I said earlier, because after you've successfully done it, she will no longer say anything. This happened to me all the time, and it was nice to hear at first, but then once I started realizing why she used to say it all the time, everything clicked in. Because now she will never say that to me because I look a lot more attractive than before, and she knows that too. So be grateful for your mother still saying those things, but also start doing all the steps if you want her to stop. By now, you've learned 5 essential lessons to know if you're ugly and how to fix it, and I have plenty more useful information to share, to which I know there will be people who will need it. So be sure to give a follow so you can stay up to date with the newest videos.